Alright guys, now, oh my goodness, I opened up the curtain somewhat. So there's two layers of curtains. One is the white one, so I'm going to show it on, I guess, this phone. So real quickly, so you guys can see what it looks like. So you see the white one, so you could see out, basically that means you could still see into my room. And just a reminder that I do have neighbors, right? I got like 2 other rooms outside. So I put the, you know, the car, the thing that blocks out the sunlight in your car. So I took that on my trip, and I used that to cushion the myself on the floor, so that way I can sit on the floor comfortably without hurting my knees or ankle, and just not having to touch the floor, the cold floor, the hard surface of the floor, because, you know, I just like to be comfortable, right? So yeah, I just put that right behind, so that way, I mean, people can still see into the fucking room. That's the whole point. And that means that if I have my camera set up like this, that means I'm risking people, obviously foregoing privacy, because we don't, I mean, they can fucking hear me anyways. So that means now they can see me as if that's what I want, right? I should really probably just cover up my, anyways. Let me try and tell you guys what I did here. I guess you could just zoom in if you really want. Let me just show it to you very quickly. That camera has definitely better visual quality. This camera really sucks. So the visual quality on the master phone is the best, but ultimately I want to buy a new camera or upgrade my equipment. But like, I keep saying I want this, I want that, but like the priority, the main priority, or the long-term goal, short/midterm goal, I don't fucking know what you want to call it, is to help my dad get out of his roach motel. So that means, what, space, energy, time, money. I have to give him my time. I have to give him my energy and money, because if I want to help him get out of there, you already know the fucking situation in the States. If you're not from the States, because I have people tuning in from other places, stateside, meaning America, basically you would need, like, your whole fucking life story. You need proof of income, like probably pay stubs for, like, I'm just assuming the past year or whatever. I mean, depending on what your situation is, whether you're trying to rent or buy. But in my case, I'm trying to rent, because I'm definitely way too indecisive and picky to actually commit to buying anything at the moment. But yeah, you need basically a good standing and everything. So like, let's just say references from the other people that you might have lived with, or your past landlord. You have to provide, like, you know, probably 2 references. I don't fucking know. So proof of income, meaning pay stubs from your place of employment, right? Let's see, what else? You need to have first and last month's rent. You need to make, your income has to be 2.5 times the amount of the rent price. Blah, 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 blah. The story goes on. It's just too much. This is why you see all these videos now where people are talking about living in a hotel, because they simply cannot afford, they don't qualify. Yeah, it's not that they can't even afford it, but it's like most of the times they just don't even, they cannot prove that they make 2.5 times the amount of the rent price. So similar to how I'm just gonna draw a similarity here. Because you know, I just like to find humor and everything. Because one of the things that I liked to say, look, this is the only place I can sit besides my fucking little tiny stool, and I don't want to like accidentally knock anybody over. But anyways, look, on that camera you can see that my foot is on the bed, so I moved the mattress over because otherwise I wouldn't have the space on the bed to put my foot there. So anyways, the similarity is when I used to talk a lot of shit and say, oh, my 3 requirements are 8 inches and up, 6-pack abs, and baby faces, no facial hair. So those were my 3 requirements, right? So that one requirement, 8 inches and up, that eliminates like 99% of the fucking population. So similar to, you know, my 3 standards. It's like that rent, the proof of income 2.5 to 3 times the amount of the rent price. That alone eliminates the whole population. I mean, how many fucking people make 2.5 to 3 times the amount of the rent price? So let's just say, hypothetically, the average rent is in the United States is, let's just say, $1,800 to $2,000. Who the fuck makes $6,000? Unless if you are, you know, if you're making $6,000, why the fuck are you renting? Shit just doesn't make sense. Math is not mathing right. Like, you know, what the fuck is this guy? I think his name is Meds Travels or whatever. His video released, I think, just today, talking about the psychological effect of, you know, $250 rent versus $1,800. So I don't know exactly the title. I told you guys I'm always multitasking. I apologize. But I like his content simply because this motherfucker gets straight to the point, but you have to keep in mind, like I said, many of the content creators, they are all selling something, right? They're all like, oh, I have a free ebook, or I have a free guidebook, or no, none of this shit is free. They're selling something. They're selling you a course, etc. I don't want to be doing that shit. I just want to be entertaining. That's it. Because, you know, I've done that. I used to sell the penis enlargement stuff. Because I would be like, oh, go to jurtv-dot-com. Now that website is not active anymore. But that used to be my website. But yeah, I don't want to be pushing any products unless if it's a collaboration, and in that case, like, let's just say hypothetically, well, here I go giving them free advertising. Any name that comes out of my mouth, I'm giving them free advertising. But at one point, I did have stock in Limited. Limited is the parent of fucking Victoria's Secret, right? So Victoria's Secret, you already know that the models talked about being raped, etc. Well, the whole modeling industry, because, you know, Epstein. Do I have to say anything else besides the E-files? All the models. That's just like the central point, recruiting point for all these billionaires to pick off and be like, let me hook up with this person or that person. You want a gig, then you gotta fucking suck this motherfucker's dick. Like, that's just how it works. I'm just telling it as it is, straight up in the industry. And luckily for me, because I did tell you guys, I did a little bit of modeling when I was younger, because I had an agent after I did the beauty pageant. So I did 2 beauty pageants. The one was the Miss Chinatown. But anyways, yeah, when I got to like high school, I think it was like my sophomore year. So finishing freshman, going into sophomore, that's when I shaved my hair off. So I've basically always kind of been like on my OFP, because like, so I was modeling up until I shaved off my hair, because my mom was driving me nuts. And this was when I was still like in high school, getting ready to go into the Marine Corps. And then of course in the Marine Corps I didn't do any of that modeling, beauty, any of that stuff. And then after I got out, I think it took me quite some time to get back into it. Because, you know, at first, when I was a child, I didn't appreciate it, because like I was just kind of pushed into it. It was my mom's idea to enter me into the beauty pageant, not my own. I was just in 2nd grade or some shit like that. I didn't know what the fuck a beauty pageant was. And actually, my English was not the best either at the time, and I think I was so nervous. I remember, like, my mom or somebody was like, I think it was probably my mom, telling me how to answer the questions, right? It was like, what is your favorite food? And I think I got it mixed up. Because I remember I said burgers, and then for the music, it was Mariah Carey, because I was in one of her fucking music videos. An old video. So I'm the only Chinese girl in that fucking video. If you find it, you can let me know. But yeah, I've showed it to you guys before, I think. Maybe I can try and sing one of her songs, but you know, she's got a very high voice. I told you, you're gonna know, like, when the fucking subliminals are working or not, because that's the whole point of me doing this shit. And actually, I was gonna say, you know, the thing that I regret, from previously, the previous content that I did, the reality porn star stuff, is I never got to grow a penis live. So that's the only thing I regret, because I never got to execute my idea, which was to grow penises live, meaning over a long period of time. So, like, let's just say helping. Now, I'm telling you, don't ask me about this shit. You're just, I know I shouldn't have brought it up, but it's too late. I already did. So, but I'm just telling you that was my part of my past, and I don't do that shit anymore. So, like, anytime I bring it up, people get very intrigued, and then they start asking me questions. But, like, you know, the thing is, like, when you're socializing in a group of people, this shit is just naturally going to come up in conversation. People are going to be like, oh, so what do you do for money? How do you make money? Well, what do you do for work, etc.? You know, are you married, etc.? No, none of that is any of your fucking business, first of all. So I can just be lying. I can just make shit up. So really, what I should do is just be like, oh, I'm a stripper. or you know, I just go on stripping deployments. I don't fucking know, man. I mean, like I said, the average stripper, you know, has a muffin top anyways, because the average stripper has 2.5 kids to feed. So yeah, it's definitely not easy, but many of the strippers, you will see that they have the loose skin because they fucking gave birth at least one time. Anyway, this does not look good, but you know, I keep telling you guys about the YouTube nonsense with all the strict bots and stuff that flag my videos, so that's the reason. Plus, I need a divider in my contents, right? You already saw me wearing this same top, and I'm tired of wearing the same shit over and over again. And that's the reason why I keep buying new clothes. But, oh, this is what I was going to say. But look, I'm already going over 13 minutes. That's too much. So, fuck. You know what? I keep telling you guys. So I fucked up on this one, because I have to stop making videos over 11 minutes. On that fucking phone, on that channel, it's not verified. So, you see? I just talked until the camera ran out of space. 1, 2, 3.